All right, guys, let's dive right into it. Welcome to another edition of Webinar Wednesday, tips to grow your online community. It's great that you guys can join us here today. It's great to be with you. Got a lot of awesome updates to share with you, so we'll dive right into it. If you're joining us for the first time, I'm Jason there on the left, and we're lucky to be joined by David Rockland, the digital strategist here at Brilliant Directories. So David, thanks for joining us in the webinar.
Hey everybody, glad to be back with you another week for Webinar Wednesday.
All right, cool stuff. I think this is webinar 73 or 72, David. Which one are we on right now?
73.
73. Okay. We'll get to 100 soon, and then we'll have a big party for everyone. All right. I always like to mention this in case you're not a member of our Facebook group. Bottom line is it's awesome in there. It's a great place to continue the discussions in between Webinar Wednesdays. You can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. We'll wait a few seconds for you to do that. Just click on the join button. And if you have any questions after the webinar or in between Webinar Wednesdays, please feel free to start discussions there. I'm very active in there myself, and a lot of the people on the webinar today are very active in there as well. It's a really fun community. So I hope to see you there. And for those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. It's really great to be with you here today. Just to set the tone, Webinar Wednesday is really a great place and a great channel to discuss ways to optimize your website with regards to marketing strategy, how to increase traffic, convert visitors into members. One of my favorites is how to improve your website's navigation. I'm a firm believer that if a website has a clean and simple navigation, you're going to get the best use out of it with regards to how you want visitors and members to interact with your content. So if you have questions, please save them. We're going to do our best to get to all the questions that you have today. But yeah, welcome to the webinar, and we'll dive right into the BD Lab updates. So the Brilliant Directories development team is on hyper fire mode right now, pushing lots of updates down the line. Some of them a little bigger, some of them nice quality of life updates. So we'll cover a few of them here. One of them is a quality of life update. The admin can now identify when spam is detected. I've seen in the Facebook group, a lot of people are getting the spam block message when submitting the contact us form or other forms around your site. That's actually a good thing. It's protecting your site from spam. However, there are instances where there could be false positives, and you as the admin are trying to troubleshoot those. Until now, you wouldn't be able to see why the form was being blocked. You would just see the message that spam was detected. So let me show you now what you'll see. Just you as the admin, you can identify what the spam keywords are. So let's head on over. This is a sample site we're going to be working on a little later. But right now, I'm logged in as a regular user. I don't have that black admin sidebar here. So let me just try submitting the form here. With some spam keywords that I have in my block list. So I'll do Jason at jason.ru, and I'll just put some spam keywords here that I know: gamble, Viagra, all the words we hate to see coming through our website. And I'll try to submit the message. So as a regular user, I'm just going to see that spam was detected. Now, we don't want to tell the people what the words were, because then they're just going to circumvent and not use those words. But if a member is emailing you, they can't submit a form. Again, sometimes there's false positives. Let me log in as the admin here. I'm going to click on Visit Website. And now I have the admin bar here. So the website knows that I'm the admin kind of browsing my own website. Let's go back to the Contact Us form. And I'll do the same thing here. So Jason at jason.ru, and we'll do the same thing. We'll put gamble and Viagra in here, and I'll send the message. So as the admin now, it's going to tell me why the form was rejected. So in the email field, it discovered .ru, which is one of my spam keywords, and in the message in the comments area, it identified gamble and Viagra. And if we go into my admin area, I'll just toggle back to the main dashboard. And where you can define your spam keywords to block is in the general settings under integrations. And if you scroll down, there is an area for blocked keywords. Now, if you're getting a lot of false positives on your site or you want to kind of loosen this up a bit, you can certainly remove whatever suggestions we've put in here. These are words that are 90% are usually spam inquiries, but again, there could be some false positives in there. If your site is about marketing videos, you might want to, for example, remove the marketing video one. But again, you can remove these if you just want it to be a little bit lighter and less aggressive, or you can add to this list as needed. But now you as the admin can identify, you don't have to bang your head against the wall, and then you can make adjustments to your spam keyword list. So that's a really nice one there. The next one, I don't have an example to show, but in your activity tracker, oh, let me go back also, even more important. You can also in your activity tracker, so your site has an activity tracker which tracks certain actions on your site. You can actually see the spam IP address. So if spam is being submitted to your site, you can go to your website activity tracker and click on the form submission option. And you can actually see here that spam was blocked and who the IP address is. So if you know it's you doing tests, you certainly don't want to block your IP address. But again, to help protect your site further, if you notice that it is a repeat offender, you can certainly click on this block IP tool and it'll take you to the area where you can simply copy and paste the IP address and stop them from accessing your site entirely. It's a really convenient tool. And since we're in this section, let me go back to my second update, view member upgrades in the activity tracker. Until now, if a member upgraded their membership level through their member dashboard, it wasn't actually being tracked. It would just update their subscription and they would be on that new membership level. Now you can actually come here and you can see, I don't have any examples here, but you'll be able to see which members have upgraded and what their actions were. So that's a really nice thing there too. All right, this one is a major one, and I'm going to recommend everyone does this on their site. There is a new login page redirect logic setting in the advanced settings. Let me explain what this one does. It's really cool. Up until now, anytime a member logged in, they would be directed to the page that you defined in the membership level setting. So let's go to a membership level and let's look at that. So let's, for example, look at a gold plan. So the default is they'll be logged into their account home, which is their member dashboard. That's fine if they're just logging into your site. But over the last couple years, Brilliant Directories has added a lot of areas where users can log in from places on the search results and things like that. I don't have an example here. Let me actually go to a site real quick. Let me think. Here we go. This is another test site that we work on. So if we go to the search results, and let me log out, there are things on the site where a user would want to log in. For example, if you want to like something and you're not logged in, it asks you to log in. So with this new setting, and I'm going to show you what to do, instead of after you log in, it takes you to your member dashboard or whatever link you define for that membership level, it will simply reload and refresh the page. So the user can stay on this page and continue with their actions. So let me show you what you want to do to set that up. Also, when you're purchasing digital downloads, it asks you to log in. So instead of being directed to your member dashboard, it just reloads the page where you're about to make your purchase. Also, if you're going to initiate a chat message with a member, it asks you to log in first or register to start the chat with a member. So in those cases, you just want the page to refresh. So what we want to do, and you want to go to your advanced settings, because right now for everyone, anytime they log in, it's going to redirect them to the member dashboard page. But if you want some of the pages to reload the current page rather than sending them somewhere else, I believe the name is called forced redirect. Let me see. Log in. Here we go. This is the one here, force product settings, and I'm going to put this in the chat. So what you can do here is define the pages where it will redirect them to their member dashboard. So for example, you want to come here and put / login. That way, every time they go to the login page, it'll redirect them. But if you log in from any other pages on the site, it's going to reload the current page. So let me paste this into the chat. And by default on your sites, this field will be empty, which means that every page of your site, wherever they log in, will still do the current action, which is redirect them to their member dashboard. So if you come in here and just put login, it's only going to reserve the login page to redirect them to the member dashboard, and then every other page will reload the current page. This sounds a little complicated. It's actually pretty simple. So let me just take some questions if anyone has any questions about how this works.
We actually do have a couple questions typed in going back to the spam filter.
Okay.
Ross was asking if that would also block spam reviews from being submitted.
Yes, it also works on the reviews page. It works on the contact us page. It even works on the member sign up pages. So any public facing forms, it will work on. I don't believe, I'm 90% sure it's not going to block content that your members are typing. I'm not 100% sure. Like if they're typing in, if they are a member of your site, they're logged into their dashboard and they're writing in their about content, I don't believe it stops that. It's more for the public facing forms for people who are unregistered on your site. So just basically normal visitors.
Excellent. And then last question that we have here, Vincent was asking where they can get that list of spam words.
Perfect. So if you want to go to the add-on and just search for spam on this page. So it's the spam form protector. Every Brilliant Directory site has this, so it's included on all websites. So if you come to the add-ons page, search for the spam form protector, Vince, and if you scroll down, we've actually included like a preset of a comma-separated list of words. You can copy and paste this into your site. And of course, if you're getting a lot of false positives or some of these words are actually not spam for your site, you can certainly modify this list as needed. Let me share a link to this in the chat with everyone. All right, everyone should get a link to that, and you can copy and paste that. If for any reason you don't have the spam form protector setting in your general settings, let me show everyone where that was one more time. General settings, integrations tab, and it's right here. If you scroll down, block spam keywords, and then you just enter your list here. All right, great, let's move on here. So that's the new login page redirect. Now this is another awesome one. We've done a lot of webinars and even in the Facebook group showing you how to do workarounds when you want to moderate your members' posts. So now we have this really cool add-on and it adds a lot of functionality. It's the advanced post moderation add-on, and I'm going to show you quickly what it can do. First, before we start, I guess since I'm in the add-on section here, let me share a link to this. Advanced post moderation. So if you're a member of the VIP Add-ons Club, you have all these new tools and gadgets. So if you want to moderate your members' posts, like every time they post an article or a coupon or a job, we had these funky workarounds where you have to edit the form and take away their, all this stuff. So we've actually created an elegant solution. It gives you, the admin, a lot more control. And let me show you exactly how it works. So let's start with the dashboard here. Advanced post moderation. It allows you to moderate your members' posts. So the first thing you want to do when you have this add-on is go to your post settings. And without this add-on, by default, your members choose if their posts are published or unpublished on the site. So every time they save a coupon or a job, they can choose and toggle between published and not published. So everything's really in their control. So let's use coupon as an example. Let's say I want to moderate every time a member publishes a coupon. So I click on Edit here. And in the first tab, the General Settings, if you scroll down, you see it. So there's Members Only settings. This is the new one. It's called Post Approval. So by default, it's going to be set to member controls the published status. So members will choose if their coupon in this example is published or not published. The second option here is admin moderates all posts. So anytime they save changes or publish a new post, it's going to automatically be set to a pending status. The third one is actually a little bit more aggressive. Anytime they post something, it's always going to be published. So I know sites like Ripoff Report and things like that, the moment you enter something on that site, it's not coming offline. Again, you might want this for other reasons, but basically it allows the maximum amount of content that your members are adding to be pushed to the site, and they can't unpublish. What they can do is still delete the post, but they can't set it to an unpublished status. Everything is going to be published. In most cases, if you're using this add-on, you're going to want to use the admin moderates all posts. Now, before I set this to this, let's actually log in as a member and see what they currently see for member controls published status. So let me just log in as a member here, and let me make sure that this membership level, this gold plan, has the ability to publish coupons. Coupons can post. All right, let's log in as this sample member and add content. Let's click on coupon. So right now, as the member, I can choose if it's published or not published. Now let's turn on the setting. If I scroll down and I set the additional settings, post approval setting, admin moderates all posts, and I'll save the changes. And when I refresh this page, as the member, I'm not going to see the published status. All right, so now it starts with the title and so on. But what's really nice, and this is a text label, if you scroll down under the Save Changes button, it does say, after creating this post, admin approval will be required for this post to be published. So you can modify that text if you'd like. But let's go ahead and create a post. So free Nugget Mondays. And this is an in-store offer, category 2, and it expires on the 30th. And so on. I'll just go ahead and save the changes. Okay, great. So I can go ahead and post another coupon. If I want to look at all my coupons, I can see them here, but it does say pending approval. So now you as the admin, as you're managing your site, where you can see all your content is under Manage Posts. So here's kind of like your command center for all the post content on your site. So let's filter for coupons. And we can see here it says pending approval. You can also filter here by published, not published, and pending approval. So if you have a site with lots and lots of content, if you're looking for all the pending approval posts, you can just toggle pending approval and then go through each one of your post types to see if there's any content in there that's waiting for your approval. So let's say I view the post and everything looks good. Then I can come here and I can do a bulk action to publish it. And then it will be in the search, like the coupon search results of my site. And from the member's perspective, they will see that it has been published. So that's basically how it works. You can protect and moderate all the content. It's really good if you just want to make sure your site has high quality content. Obviously, if members are abusing your site with bad content, you can give them warnings and whatnot. But if making sure you have precise and correct and good quality content of your site is important, the post moderation add-on is definitely going to add a lot of value to your site without any complicated coding and things like that. Let me see if anyone has any questions about this. Colette has her hand up. Hey, Colette.
Hey, Jason, how are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Good, thanks. I just wanted to find out, would there be any way of doing it only for certain membership levels?
So if you wanted to do this for certain membership levels, what you would want to do is clone a certain post type. Right now, it's just for the entire post type, but what you could do is clone the coupon post type, and for the cloned version, maybe you don't moderate those and assign those to the member, that post type to the members who you're not regulating the post from. That would be one workaround to accomplish that.
And how would that, because I've got general users that can post events, which I would prefer to be able to moderate, but I'm happy for my members to post events. How would that affect the streaming widget on the home page?
So it would be two different streaming widgets because essentially they are different post channels. So you would essentially have two different channels of posts in that scenario.
Okay, thanks very much.
All right, thank you, Colette. Okay, so Nate had the same question. Could you set this for certain member types rather than the post type? So as of right now, it's just for the post type, but it looks like it's being requested. But we'll see. Let's see how the phase one of this add-on works out. All right. I think we're good here. Let's go back to the dashboard. Let's go back to our slides. So we have a lot of amazing things coming soon. There's even more to list than this. The ability to export your form inquiries. So all those people that are filling out your contact us form, you'll be able to export them with one click. We are doing final testing for admin user permission. So if you do have staff working in your admin area, soon you'll be able to limit their access of which pages they can go to. Let me show you this example. This came up in the Facebook group, the ability to link to specific search views. So you know that you can have a default search view, but sometimes for some reason you may want to link to a specific search view. So we are going to enable this functionality. This isn't live yet. It's going through a QA process, but you will be able to add, for example, question mark view equals map or question mark view equals list. It goes into list view or question mark grid, and it'll start the page in grid view. So if for some reason you need to link to your map view or your grid view directly for some reason, you'll be able to do that there. I can't think of a reason off the top of my head, but a few people have brought this up. But it should be a nice, elegant solution for that. All right, in addition to that, more members only settings are on the way, so stay tuned for those. And more bulk actions. In your search members page in your admin, you can do a few bulk actions. We're going to be adding some more to that list. For example, bulk action to change their status if they're verified or unverified on your site, switching them between an individual or a company account, and also changing their top level category. So if maybe you've added a new top level category to your site and you need to move a bunch of people, you can certainly do so. And one that I'm really excited about, we did release the Sell Digital Downloads add-on, and with that you can send people to a success page or a confirmation page that you create. But there was never really a way to protect that page and only limiting it to the members who actually purchased that product. So in a way, not totally, that page was a little public for people. But with this, you'll be able to protect those pages, and only members who have purchased that digital product would be able to go to that page, and actually a set of pages you can define to be connected to people who have purchased a digital product. So I'm sure this is going to unlock a lot more use for people who are looking to protect some premium content that they're selling to their members. All right, now the tip of the week this week is something pretty amazing. It comes up a lot. It's how to create subcategories for classified posts. With the Brilliant Directories default functionality, on a per post basis, you can define a set of categories. But it comes up often that you also need to create a subset of categories. So what we wanted to do in this tip of the week is show you in a very basic form, in a demo, how you can create subcategories for classified posts. And David, you actually work and connect with a lot of users that are on free trials with Brilliant Directories or who have recently started with Brilliant Directories. And I think this topic comes up quite frequently, yeah?
Yeah, so you can create, through what we're going to show you, we can create subcategories, workaround for it, for any post type, but really the primary post type that this has been requested for is for classified sites. So for any of you who have dedicated classified sites, this should probably come in handy, and it's a pretty viable workaround that we're excited to show you.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. When to kind of use this strategy, I think it's when the website's primary post type is one type of post type. For example, it's primarily classifieds. You're not really mixing events and classifieds and coupons. You can certainly do that, but it does add a level of complexity. But when it's one primary post type, like classifieds, it does work very well. And then with that, you'll have better organization of your categories and posts. And again, it is really requested for classified sites to work with Brilliant Directories with this logic. So I think we should just dive right into it. So if you want to set up subcategories for classifieds, you can basically do it in 3 steps. We added a 4th step here, and I actually have a bonus step to take it a step further to customize it further. So the first thing to do is decide what your top and sub-level categories are. And the good thing is, in this example on the next slide, we have some simple top and sub-level categories. The next thing you want to do, and we already talked about it in the webinar earlier, is you want to clone the classifieds post type and name it to match a top-level category. Then you're going to go ahead and add your sub-level categories for that new post type. The last thing you really need to do is just assign which members can post each type of classified ad. And what's even better is you can charge a different price to post each classified ad. It all sounds like a big tongue twister saying categories and subcategories, but let me show you exactly what I'm referring to here. So let's say we wanted to create a classifieds website with the top level categories: cars, electronics, and jewelry. Let's go to the sample site that I've created. So without this, if you don't need sub-level categories for your classified, so let's go to the classifieds post type. So edit post settings, go to classified. Where we're limited with this is we can just have top level categories here. For example, cars, electronics, and jewelry, but you can't really take it further than that. So what we really want to do is clone the classifieds and call this, for example, car classifieds, and then electronics classifieds and jewelry classifieds, and then add the respective subcategories underneath there. So let's step back a bit and go back to edit post settings. And let's clone the classifieds category. Great. I'm actually going to do this 2 more times. All right. And 1 more time. All right, great. So now we have a copy of classifieds, copy, copy, copy. So let's now edit each one. And I'm going to call this one car classified. And I'm going to add 3 sub-level categories just for that. So let's do Ford, Toyota, and Honda. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to update the URL. What this also allows us to do is have a little bit better SEO structure with regards to the URL permalink for each classified category. So car classifieds for Toyota, and I'm also going to change the search results title. So when you go to the search results page, it's going to say car classifieds. I'll go ahead and save the changes. Let's do this for the other 2. So we'll do electronics, and we'll do that here also. Let's spell it right. Now you might not think you need this because you don't have a classified site, but if you have other post types, you might want to utilize this strategy for some of your other post types. So for electronics, let's do phones, tablets, and computers. And then I want to update the search results design here, the H1 title. So this will say electronic classifieds. There we go. And I'll save the changes. And the last one will be jewelry. And we'll do the same thing for the URL. And for jewelry, we'll do rings, bracelets, and necklaces. I spelled jewelry right? Yes, I did. All right. And then we'll update the search results title, and we'll go ahead and save the changes. So if I go back to my edit post settings, I of course have all those other post types that come with Brilliant Directories, events, and things like that, but I don't really care about those. I'm just going to let them be. What I do have now are 3 post types called jewelry classified, electronics classified, and car classified. But now that I've created these post types, these channels, I need to assign them to the members who can post this type of content. So the next step we want to do, and all I've done is point and click, I haven't done anything complicated here. You want to go to Manage Products, which are your membership levels. And let's focus on the gold plan since I have a sample member there. So right now this guy can post articles, coupons, events, and all this good stuff. I'm going to strip that all away for this example. So what we want to do is lots of awesome settings here. We can go to Post Publishing, which are the publishing privileges for this membership level. I'm just going to use the Can Post All tool, and I'm going to uncheck it. So now I know not everything is posted. And I'm going to select my classifieds that I just created. So we want car classifieds, electronic classifieds, Can Post, and also jewelry classifieds. Bonus, bonus, bonus. If you have the pay-per-post add-on and you're using this logic to set up your site, you can now define how much it is to post, to create a post in each one of these categories. So maybe electronics is $1, maybe jewelry is $5, and maybe to list a car is $25. So you can now have different prices every time a member wants to post into one of these categories. And of course, what's also awesome is you can offer them maybe their first 3 posts free, because you can offer free posts and then paid posts, or you can choose if they only have paid posts. In this case, let's just leave it as 0, which is unlimited free posts, just for this example. I'll go ahead and save the changes now. So this membership level, let's go back here, can post car classifieds, electronic classifieds, and jewelry classifieds. So let's log in as a gold member and see what they see. Great. So I can add content, and you can really see how this creates a nice experience for the user. It really makes sense. This is a text label. If your site's about classifieds, you could say create new classified ad, select a category. And to them, they feel like they're going to create a listing in a specific classifieds category. So we'll go ahead and choose car classified. And I'll go ahead and just post simple car classifieds. We'll do Honda example. The price, $5,000. Let's get a little more real here. 2003 used Honda example, great condition. All right. So here's what's really cool. This is where the subcategories come in. Now when I'm creating a car classified, I can choose the category for this. So this is Toyota and whatnot, and the condition for it, new or used, and is it for sale, for rent, or is it sold? Is there an external web link, and so on. So the key here are the custom categories, because then you'll be able to search car classifieds, Toyota, and then some keywords and a price range and this and that. So it really creates a nice search experience for the user. So let's go ahead and save the changes. I'm just going to add a photo on the next screen. I think I have a car photo here. We'll upload the photo. Okay, great. So let's just view my car classified. And let's go to view post. All right. So here is my car classified listing. And we can see here the URL is car classifieds / and then the post name. So this being here adds a very high level of SEO to your site, because now it's creating a better subfolder for all your car classified listings. And then if we go here to the car classifieds search results page, if you were going to do a search, we see that in the sidebar here it says car classifieds, and then the categories are the subcategories for the car classifieds for Toyota and Honda. Now I'm just going to do one more post. I want to post into the jewelry section. So we can add content. Well, I'll do electronics here. So publish status, yes, and we'll do iPhone 8 Plus, almost new. And we'll do $80. Now here again, the category for electronics I have here, phone, tablets, computers. It could be whatever it is for your website. In this case, I'll do phone. status, used, and this is for rent. Maybe I'm going to rent my phone. And I'll save the changes. And we'll add an image here. And what's really nice is when you have a site like this, if you look at the sidebar, it's really simple. There's only a few things here. I can manage my listing. Maybe these people don't even have leads, but maybe they do. And then my account. It's not a really long, complicated menu. So now let's look at my electronics classified. So we'll view the post. And once again, we see in the URL, it's in the parent folder for electronics classifieds and then the name of the post. And then here it is here. You can, of course, contact the member for this regarding this post and so on. And then if we go to the search results page, we have electronics classified search, and then the categories, of course, are the ones related to electronics. So we have the subcategories here, and then we can do price range and things like that. Let me show you guys something cool in case you didn't know it. When a post type like classifieds has a slider, you can actually control the minimum and maximum that this number starts on very easily. Let me just show you a little piece of bonus information. Then I'm going to show you how you can link to all these categories that you created. So in the post settings, let me just start back a little bit. We'll click back into the electronics one. And I'm hoping this is going to work in the webinar. It's kind of a new feature. In the additional settings, when the post search has a slider, you can actually set the minimum value and the maximum value. So maybe for electronics, we're not going up to 100,000. You know, it doesn't make sense. We'll just do 10,000. And we'll do the starting at $10 or $1. And I'll go ahead and save the changes. Okay, great. So let's view the search for that now. Let's go back to electronic classifieds. Great. So now we can see here it starts with $1 and it goes up to $10,000, which may make more sense for this type of post. For cars, it might go higher. You know, you might want to go up to $500,000 depending on the type of cars you're selling. If it's smaller items, you might want to lower it. Just creates a more better user experience if the numbers actually match the type of products you're looking for. All right, so now what we want to do is there isn't a universal search to just enter something and search all these categories. So what we want to do, and when you get the classifieds theme with Brilliant Directories, you can also go to the demo and kind of see how we did this. This is a menu. This is the default one that comes with the classifieds theme. Let's actually convert 3 of these into links that will search each of the top level categories we created for classifieds. So where we want to go for this is in your toolbox, you can go to your menu manager. And Colette was asking in the Facebook group that she wants to kind of like this, but to create custom links with images to pages that she wants to link people to. So you can actually use this logic with the classifieds category menu. You can go to our classifieds demo, log in there and see how we've created that. You can actually create boxes and link to whatever page that you want to. So here's the menu for the classifieds category. Everything is default. It's all going to classifieds category 1 and so on and so on. So first thing, all we need to do is link to the electronic classifieds. And if you want to know where to get the link for your top level category, it's actually in your edit post settings right here where it says URL permalink. It's the one we created. So we have jewelry classifieds. So let's put that here. And then let's get electronics classifieds, put that here. And then we can get car classifieds, and we'll put that here. So then what we can do also is we can do jewelry classifieds. If we want to use text, we can certainly do so, and electronics classifieds. And car classifieds. I'll just go ahead and save the changes. And let's look back at this, this menu here. So now we have jewelry classifieds, electronic, and car. And these are just some standard icons where we're using the font awesome ones. You can see them in your design settings. What I'm actually going to show you is how you can turn these into images. So now I'm linking to each respective category or page for that post type. So we didn't post a jewelry one, but here's the jewelry classified, here's the electronic classified, and here's the car classified. And I really like this format of presenting them with the categories here and then having them do additional searches. It's basically how, if you go to Craigslist, you know, they have you select your category first, and we even do it in our marketplace at Brilliant Directories. When you come here, we ask you to select your category that you want to search into. So it really does create a nice experience for the user. So that's basically how you can create that, and I'm going to show you how I linked to this as well. But the first thing I want to do is change these icons with images. And to do that, we first need to upload images into the Media Manager. So I have 3 images here: jewelry, phone, and car. Open them all up. Okay, great. Now, adding an image, you can add lots of things into the menu, the icons, the images. It does support HTML, so it's really nice that you can just add that there without having to go anywhere else to do anything. So what I want is to get the URL for this. So I'll get the car one, and I'm just going to put the code here for the car. I'm going to replace the icon that I have. I'm just going to do image src equals that. So let's do the same thing for the other ones. So that's car, and I need the other ones. It's jewelry. I'll right click. This is nice to know how to get the image URL as well if you ever needed to do it for other things. And electronics. Okay, great. So we're just going to put those in there, and let's save the changes. And hopefully it looks nice and correct. We'll see if we need to do any additional modifications to there. So there we go. So now we kind of have, we have the text there, we have the image, and what's really nice is I also put this on the home page. So that same menu I have on the home page. So all my most popular categories, I can certainly add them here on the home page. And link to them accordingly, whether it's with an image or an icon. Maybe I put the text as part of the image in there, so I don't even have this bottom text, but this all links so nicely here. And let me show you how I put this menu on the home page as well as on this page here, which is my categories page. And again, if you've installed the classifieds theme on your site, this should be preset for you, but of course the themes are just preset design settings and such, so you can certainly do this on your site even if it isn't classified. So let's actually edit this page. It's just a static web page. And you can see here, this is the menu manager. This is a menu I have, and the system name is called classified categories. So what you can do is all you need to do is go to a static web page and do menu equals and then the system name for that menu. Menu equals classified categories, and that's all that I have in here. I'll even look at the source code here. Basically nothing in here, just inside of a paragraph, and it's menu equals classified categories. Now, how did I get this on my home page? A lot of us are familiar with the streaming widget options that are available on the home page, but just in case you didn't know, you can add custom elements to your home page even if they're not part of the streaming widget options. Let me show you how you can do that. So if we go to our settings and design settings, so we're in our design settings. Let's go to homepage layout and homepage section order. We're all very familiar with these. So I have the hero divider. I'm showing recent classifieds. In this case, I'm choosing to show custom homepage content because that's actually on the homepage is where I put menu equals classified categories, and I'll show you that next. So you can set one of these section orders up just depending on how you want it. And one of them you can set to custom homepage content. So let me just save the changes, and then let's go look at our homepage content and see what we've done there. Actually, I can get there from here. I can just click on Edit Static Page because I have the admin bar here. So this is my home page right here, /home, and I just did the same thing I did on the classifieds page. Menu equals classified categories. And because in the design settings, in the streaming widget options, I had selected custom homepage content for one of the sections, it's going to render this code here. It could be whatever it is. In this case, it's the menu on the home page and in the order that I've set it in the section order. So in this case, it's in section 2, custom homepage content. And that's how I'm seeing this menu here. So in a nutshell, that's exactly how you can set up subcategories, and it actually enhances the SEO of your site, and it's incredibly useful, especially if your site is searching for one specific type of post. David, did you want to chime in here with anything before we take any questions?
Yeah, I think it's important to note that the primary reason for doing this is because for post types, you can only have that one level of categories. So typically for classifieds, you can only have just regular categories in there. So you would only have cars, electronics, jewelry. You wouldn't be able to have these subcategories within cars, within electronics, within jewelry. And so that's the reason for this workaround. It seems like there was a little bit of confusion with regards to that and some of the questions that we were getting. So I just wanted to address that one more time.
Perfect. Do you think, I think actually seeing it was a little bit more helpful, seeing it in action. And I kind of want to kick things up a notch, David, and provide some bonus material here, if that's okay.
Let's do it.
If you do this format, you can also have, when you fill out the classifieds form, when someone's creating a post, they're inputting information. Now that we have, in this example, cars, electronics, and jewelry separate, we can actually customize the classified form and then add input fields specifically for each type of post. For example, for cars, you may want to add mileage, right? So let me show you in this example how you can customize the form, add, for example, a mileage field. We'll use cars in this example, and then how you see that data on the front end of your website. And so far up until now, besides adding those images into that menu there, we really haven't touched any code. All we've been doing is pointing and clicking. So if you could just spend a minute to kind of learn the inner workings of where to edit some of these things, you're going to be a ninja master with publishing websites and publishing different types of content on websites without any complicated coding. But let's add mileage to the cars input field now, David. So right now, all the classifieds that we've created, they're all using the same form to create a classified. Let's look at that form one time before we move forward. So let's post a car classified. It's just asking the same thing. The only thing different are those categories we set in the post type. But let's dive in here, create a custom form for this, and add the mileage category. So what we want to do is actually go to our toolbox, and I'll start from the dashboard here. All right, great. So let's go to the toolbox and go to the form manager. And what we want to do is search for classified. So here's the feature classifieds, and I'm going to customize this. And when you customize a form, you have to add something new to it. So let me just quickly add just some numbers here. Otherwise, it won't let you. It wants to make sure you're actually doing something different to the form, so we're not just customizing the master forms willy-nilly. So okay, we've added this form. Now we have the feature classifieds form. So let me edit this. We could do a whole program on editing forms. I'm going to keep this simple though. So the first thing I want to do is just add a new form field here, David, okay? I'm going to call this mileage. And we're going to call this car mileage for the system name. So when you have a system name, you can then go and add this data into the search results or on the post detail page. So if you're a web designer or a developer, when you create these system variables and they're part of the post, it's really easy for you to start adding them to the pages. We have a simple way to add these to the pages if you're not a developer, and I'll show you that right now. The field type will just do single input. And I'm going to put this after the price. So here we go, price, and I'm going to save the changes. Now here's the thing, Dave. Right now this form is the form for all the classified listings. I haven't really designated it for just cars. So I need to do something. I need to change the system name from classifieds fields to something else like car classifieds. So it knows that this is going to just be for cars. So you can go to Actions and Edit Form Settings. I'm just going to change two things here. I'm going to change the feature name to car classified so I can easily identify it myself. And the form variable name, I'm going to call it car_classified fields. And I'm going to save the changes. Brilliant. All right. We're done with the form now, David. Okay, let me just edit it, make sure the mileage is in there. We can see it's called car classifieds now, and we can see my mileage field right here. What I have to do now is I did create this form. It's custom on my site, but I have to connect it to one of the post types, one of the post channels, so the system knows to use this form when I want to post my car classified. So this is the final step, is go to your edit post settings. And this is what I love about this platform. Connecting forms to the post types, to what the members can publish, those three things and the ability to control that gives you so much flexibility as the website owner. So we're going to go to car classifieds. And if I scroll down, it says select form to use. And right now it's just using the default form classifieds fields. So if I click this open, I can see my customized forms and I have car classifieds. So now my car classifieds post types will use the car classifieds form, and I can add many different types of fields that I want to collect data from my users for this post type. And I'm done, David. Let's now go post a car classified. I think if I went back here. So Dave, now you can see here I have mileage, right? So let's publish a new post. 2015 Honda Civic, black, low mileage, right? Price, $15,000, mileage, 5,000 miles. Category, Honda. And again, you can move these anywhere you want. Condition used, for sale, and we'll go ahead and save. Let's save the changes. Let's just add one image, and we'll upload. Fantastic. So we're done. Let's go look at this post now, David. So what I love is when you customize a form and you start adding custom form fields, over here you have post details in the sidebar. Immediately we can see the title, the price, and even the new custom field I just added. For mileage, it says 5,000. Condition is used, for sale, etc. So you can add unlimited input fields, and it's going to be part of the post. So you're not going to skip a beat. You don't need to do any complicated coding. And of course, I didn't do it, but the person who's posting it can write a very decorated description of the product that's being listed here. Any questions, David?
That's excellent. Nate asked a question that I think is good to address. He's wondering if he goes about doing this workaround, what happens to his existing classified posts?
So those are still in their own channel, right? So the way Brilliant Directories work, and Colette asked the question earlier, every time you create a post type, it is its own independent channel. So those posts will stay in the general classifieds post type, but he can start directing people to posting into the dedicated categories for those types of posts moving forward.
Excellent. And then the next pertinent question would be, how do you get the URLs to share or to link to elsewhere on the website for the subcategories of these new classified post types?
That's an excellent question, and let's go to that menu that we were looking at before, but I'll show you, and this works even for member categories and things like that. So let's edit the classifieds menu that I have here. And if you recall, there's 9 in there. So before there was just a classifieds post type, and we see here it said category, category 1, and so on. If you're going to find out how to link to the subcategory, the easiest thing to do is just do a search. in my opinion. So for car classifieds, for example, just use the main search. Just search for Ford and just go ahead and use the full URL. All this is searching for everything's empty except the category has Ford in it. So just copy this link, and that's how you get the link to the subcategory. All right, let's see if anyone has their hand up here. That was a lot to digest, but I think that was a pretty good tutorial, actually. All right, we have our friend Serdal here. I'm going to unmute your microphone. I think we have a members-only question coming. How are you, Serdal?
Yeah, it's quite good. You added too many features, and they are quite useful for me.
Oh, great to hear that. Great to hear that. What's your question for us today? I do see another one of your questions here. It says, is there a way to control search results? What I want to do is not display uncompleted members in the search results. We actually do have a tool that you can use for that, okay? So what you can do is go to your settings and go to advanced settings, okay? And search for, I think it's called require, yeah, here it is. Require complete profiles, and change the 0 to a 1. What this does is the member will not show in your member search results unless they have a name or company, they have selected a top level category, they've added a profile photo or at least a company photo, and they have entered an address where they work or live or whatever. So it's not, so your definition of a complete profile might be different, but this would be a good start for you. And what you can,
it's okay for me. It's
okay.
Very easy and my requirements.
Perfect. So what I wanted to do is, what you can do is, because your members might not know that they actually need to complete those things. So what I would recommend is this. Let me take it a step further for you. For the different members, when a member signs up, they receive a welcome email. So let's look at, for example, this bronze membership level. The welcome email, the sign up email is welcome basic. So if you go to your email templates and search for welcome basic, you know, so search for welcome basic, here it is. So what I would do is I would customize this email template, and you're welcoming them to your site, but tell them what they should do in their next steps so they're educated on how your website works and how they can get maximum visibility on your website. So with that said, I'm also going to share a great webinar segment we did. Let me go to our blog here on the Brilliant Directories website, and I'm going to share this with everyone. It was a great segment we did on how to welcome new members to your directory. And sometimes when you have restrictions, like you want them to complete their profile or you want them to do other actions, this video really goes a little in depth into how to motivate them to complete their profile properly, how to get them involved in your website as much as possible with these 6 tips. So thank you for your question, Serdal, and I'll also look forward to seeing more of your questions in the Facebook group. So thank you. All right, a good question there. And I also see Ryan has his hand up. How you doing today, Ryan?
Hey, good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, thanks for joining the webinar.
Yeah, so I put my site into the chat box there. You can show it to everybody if you want. I kind of actually did what you did for the demo. I wish I would have known this a week ago. I would have been a little bit faster, but I actually did kind of, if you want to show it, to show everybody what it kind of looks like. I don't have all the links done, but no, just scroll down.
Okay.
I basically did what you guys said already.
Oh, fantastic. And you made them a little smaller. Why not? You don't need 3 in a row. You can do more. So this looks awesome. Very nice.
And then it doesn't edit, like I said, I don't have it set up yet. And then I did the pictures above there for the businesses just to make those stand out from the classified.
Absolutely. Is Hudsonville, where's that a neighborhood in?
Michigan.
Michigan. Okay, my wife's from Michigan.
Okay.
I love what you did with your menu. You just took it a little step further here. And yeah, I think you're doing one of the most important things. You're adding high quality images that fit the spot they're supposed to go in. So that just makes the site look like it's more developed, it's more established, and all you're really doing is you're curating higher quality images and things like that. And I love your color format actually too, these colors here. Thank you so much, Ryan, for joining in on the webinar and being such an active community member in the Facebook group. It's great. All right, guys, thank you so much. This is an amazing webinar Wednesday. Lots of BD Lab updates, lots of ways to create subcategories for different posts. So thank you, David, for putting these slides together. And if you have more questions, please join us in the Facebook group. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. Look forward to seeing you in there. And on behalf of myself, David, and the entire Brilliant Directories family, thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. So have a great day and a brilliant week. Take care, guys.